What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 64, UFC London. I am your host, Mike, joined by my co-host, Timothy Troiano. What is up, my man? Are you ready for this 15-fight card, man?
I am, dude. This is a big one, and going to London again, where it's always exciting, and you get some interesting judging there. So I'm really excited to chop it up with you and figure out how we can keep killing these books.
Well, I'm going to let everybody know the sake's already popping right here. You see the sake bottle? It's popping. I got my little the cooler bottle here that cools the sake. I got like a little additive of watermelon to it. I'm fucking on fire right now, Tim. Let me reload this sake so it can get cold here. With that being said, dude, this 15-fight card is it's a big card. I like some plays here. Had a good weekend already in CFFC, some Cage Warriors, some LFA. Hopefully we keep it going with LFA. With that being said, Tim, let me go over to my chat as usual, man. I always have to shout out this chat. Number one in the game, always killing it. Rob Lawrence, what is up, my man? Thank you for joining us. Dixon Sider, what is up, man? Thank you again for joining us, my man. Mark Schillenberg, let's go, fellas. I'm coming in live tonight, and I got a couple of my own Lambos to share. I like that one. Please share your Lambos. We'll share them at the end. Share them at the end so we can see what you have here. Bufu on the beat. What is up? Blessings, my fellas. Thank you, my man. Chuckle Plays. I think this is a new guy here. Thank you for joining us. Little LFA and Lambo Plays. Yes, sir. Mushroom in the house as usual. 916 Dave. What is up, my man? Dumpy, will you and Tim autograph my wife? I'm not doing that, Dumpy. Stop your nonsense, brother. I love you, though. You are the man. Traps, back-to-back strong weekends. Let's fucking go. Let's try to do it. St. Stephen, always in the house. Let's go. In Narco, we trust. I appreciate you, and so we trust in Tim as well. Mr. Jingles, the best MMA show is right here, right now. Smash that fucking like button, boys. Cole Stein, what is up? Friday Lambos, as always. Joshua Frick, best time of the second best day of the week. When is the best day of the week, Joshua? I don't know what it is, but I think it's Saturday. Yeah, I think it's Saturday. Robert Fishdicks, I smell money incoming. You better fucking believe it. Money is incoming. Jacob Lovejoy, what is up? Air Dog, what is up, my man? Let's hear those Lambos. MMA Propaholic, thank you for joining us, my man. Addicted to Combat, my man Patrick, he has them guns, boys. Patrick has the guns, and you need to pay for that gun show. Glenbot, what is up, my man? Who else is in here? J.O. Reppin, love this pod. Oh, this is a new guy. Thank you for joining us, J.O. Reppin. Let's fucking go, Mr. D. Tyler Gates, my man, he has a fight coming up. Ready to cash those tickets. Yes, sir. Miles Spenceley. It just got sharp in here. Thank you, Miles. Thank you for joining us. Wacky Iraqi, what is up, my man? Parlay is hitting this weekend. Damn, he's got confidence this week, Tim. He says Parlay is hitting. Usman, Patty by unanimous decision. This guy's on another planet. There's no fucking Patty this week. Eric Albright, Saki is some good stuff. Yes, my man, this is good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Adam Whitehead, Ice Viking. Narco will need an ice bath after those fire picks. Fresh Gambles, what is up? Danny Coffee, man, we got it popping in here today. What is going on? The goats are here, says GDS. Up, Hebel is in here. Let's go. Narco, time to print money legally. Always legally, bro. We don't fuck around with that illegal shit. Shafiq, can't miss those Lambo plays. Thank you, Mike Z. Man, it is fucking crazy in here, Tim. 84 already in here. They're ready to fucking crush. We hit... What? How many Lambos did I say we're going to win last week? Just tell the people.
You said 6.
How many did we fucking hit?
We hit 6.
Thank you. And we're going to try to up that shit this week with a 15-fight card. I am pumped up. The fucking sakis are flowing. And the first fight of the night, it is in the flyweight division. It is the 14-3 Jafil Filho versus the 16-5 Daniel Barez. Tim, fucking kick us off for this UFC London card.
All right, so I like the Barez side in this fight. I think that it's kind of a situation where we get we've talked about this a lot. Like the last, I don't know, it's not like necessarily the last week, but over the last couple months, we've had this situation where fighters that were just monster underdogs that just completely outperform their line get hyper overvalued the next fight. And they like perform at their ceiling and they just have the best performance of their life. And they're also fighting somebody where they know that if they don't fight that way, they're probably going to get killed. So it's like a peak performance mentality. And I feel like that was pretty much where Jafel was at in his last fight. And I feel like it's just such a natural letdown fight. And it's such an easier opponent in his mind and feels like you probably can easily get this guy and win it. And it's just harder to perform at your top in those type of fights. Add the fact that Barez striking is better than Makayev striking by a decent amount. And I just think that, he can hurt him a lot of different ways. I don't think that Barez is just dead. He's not going to be dead on the ground. Like, I feel like he could also beat him on the ground. And I feel like it's, he kind of is a little bit better everywhere. And I think it's not a meme sub, but kind of like what he almost hit on Makayev. It was good shit. I get it. Like, he should have hit it. I'm not, discrediting him at all, but he's kind of like meme sub in my opinion, or bust in this fight. And I like the Barez inside the distance, which is like a used Lambo. It's plus 240. And then I would take a shot on the KO over the sub at plus 600. I think that's a good stab. I think that he has a better shot on the feet to knock him out, but you could also see one of these like positional mistakes from Jafel, and then like a black shear KO where the guy's just like going for a knee or something, and he just keeps positioning, just keeps pounding until he gets him out. So I could see a ground and pound KO, but I would actually more likely be on the feet. But I think KO plus 600 or just inside the distance plus 240 is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Barez is the side. I think he is the quicker fighter here. He's much quicker on the feet. It's a little smaller here. Jafel is pretty fucking big flyweight. The only thing is, like, fucking Jafel's chin is so good when I watch regionals. Like, Salvador fight landed bombs on this guy. He took him. He has a pretty good fucking chin. So that's what I'm afraid of. But the one thing with Barez is he works the body really well. He's got very good combos, very fast hands. I really like his combos. I really like his boxing. However, he does slow down a little bit. Something I looked at, like, I'm on the Barez side. Don't get me wrong. I think he wins. But, man, split decision is an insane line here. Why am I like seeing something like, why is it 650, Tim, on a flyweight fight? That, like, I think this goes to decision more than it ends inside the distance. I know it has plus money for goes the distance, but I feel like this probably hits the scorecards. And fucking split is plus 650, dude. Like, I kind of favor Fialio's late round over Barez because I think he has a little bit better cardio. But man, plus 650. That's a big line for flyweights split decision, don't you think?
Very.
Yeah, I think that's a big line. That's what I'm gonna go with here. Barez, Filho, split decision. I'm gonna go over the chat a lot today, so I want to hear what everybody has to say. I'm fucking pumped up. MMA Propaholic says Barez by KO. I could see it. Dumpy says, I am fucking amped up. Yeah, I am amped up, dude. I am definitely amped up. Clint is in the house. What is up, my man? David Killabrew says, Narco's energy through the roof hypes me up. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm fucking charged up. Minus 2,000, dude.
Hey, do you like Barez obviously decision is plus 300. Do you think that that's just a solid, two spot?
I think that's better than KO. Yeah, I think it's better than KO.
Yeah, so you have like Barez at plus 300, and then Barez by split is plus 1,100.
Yeah, but don't do that. Just do Barez 300 and take the split.
In the split. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, but in general, if you like that and you can take just a $10, little stab at the 11-1, you could obviously make 110 off of that. That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's how should I say it? Like, Fialio has a very good chin, man. Like, I love Barez's boxing. I think he has very good combos. He works the body real well. He has power for flyweight. I don't know if he can knock this dude out. I kind of feel like this guy is kind of like a Carlos Hernandez, like durability wise, like he's hard to get out of there.
Yep.
He's been subbed a couple of times in the third.
Yep.
I don't think this is the right guy to sub him, honestly, Barez in the third, because I think he slows down a lot in the third. So, yeah, I mean, Robert Fistic says lots of splits incoming. It might be possible. Very, very possible.
I agree.
Anyone else hearing a beeping? Morse code. What? What's going on here? I hear it too. What beeping? I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
Thomas West, best show in the game. Let the sake flow. Fuck yeah. Here's the sake. It's flowing. The bottle. Look at this bottle. It's halfway done already. So I'm working it. Pete Parlay says Filho kind of looked like shit on the scale. I mean, it's a big weight cut for that guy. I'll tell you that right now. Like, this guy's fucking huge for 25. He is put together, and he's pretty damn big for 25. Patty by unanimous decision in the first fight. Okay, this guy's trolling now with this Patty bullshit. George says Barez will be 35 in December. Filho just turned 30. I don't know if that matters. I don't think that's a big deal. Honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't see it as a tough weight cut for Barez. So, beeping. What the fuck's going on with this beeping? Not anymore. Narco acting like me getting tore up. Oh, yeah, I'm getting tore up, right? All right, let's move on to second fight of the night. This is taking way too long. Fight number 2. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 8-3-1 Bruna Brasil versus the 5-0 Shauna Bannon. Dude, this fight is like, I don't know which way to go, man. I kind of feel like Bannon's going to win this fight. But she's a newcomer. I know a lot of people have been hearing Brazil's definitely the side. I don't know if she can ever definitely be the side after the ass whipping she took from Denise Gomes last time out. Kind of feel like, here's the thing. If you were to tell me who has the dog in her in these two ladies, it's definitely Shauna Bannon. She has more dog in her. Like, I could see it in her fights. I feel like she's the one that's going to have more dog in her here. So when the going gets tough, I think it's going to be better on her side. The problem is she's not very skilled at anything. I don't like her striking that much. I don't like her ground game that much. I mean, it's okay, right? Both things are okay. Bruna Brasil, striking, yeah, it's pretty good, but I don't know if she has the dog in her, Tim. I don't think she has the dog. She doesn't like getting hit. I just don't know which way to lean here. So when I don't know which way to lean, I'm going to go with a split decision. It's plus 400. Somebody earlier said there's going to be a bunch of splits, and here's another one for you. That's back-to-back for me. I don't like this fight. I'm not touching this fight. It's low-level women's MMA. Stay away for Narco Cop. Plus 400 split is all I'm going to play. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I have the same thing. I have ends by split at plus 400, and then I wrote down Bannon by fuckery split at 8-1. I think that there's a chance that she could completely look like she's losing the fight and win the fight by split or whatever. It's a good bet where this is a fight where I think I'm going to be really interested in the first clinch exchange as well, and to see if Brazil and who's winning, just the who's stronger in the clinch, and if Brazil can keep her on the feet, and or if Brazil tries to take her down. Gun to head, I think that Brazil is a better MMA fighter right now. And I think that, Bannon is basically just a kind of an Invicta fighter at this stage where she just can get a takedown, and you have remotely good wrestling or jiu-jitsu and some easy volume that you can get off that's pretty safe. You're going to win a lot of fights, and you stay safe that way and take them down and then hold them, and you're going to be like champion of the world in Invicta. So I feel like that's kind of what her game is, and that's basically a little bit what Bruna does well. And like you said, though, I think Bruna just doesn't have any dog in her, and I don't think that, like, the last fight doesn't show me that she doesn't have dog in her, because Yasmin just got her ass handed to her the same exact way. And I feel like it's more kind of an underestimation of Gomes' blitz, like Andrade style fighting where, you know, a lot of girls just shit their pants. And I think that Bruna just did that in that particular fight. But I just think skill for skill, I think Bruno's a little bit better. And I feel like the end split is pretty solid here because I don't see much finishing upside for either side really. So I let's just fight goes to decision, and then there's probably going to be some good fuckery. So I would go end split and then take a small stab at Bannon at 8-1 as well.
All right. So before we move on, there is.
I do think Brazil's better, and I do think she's going to look like
Brazil right now, Tim. There's only 26 likes, my man.
Yeah, that's not good.
What's going on? 107 people in here, and you're talking about Brazil?
No, yeah.
About Brazil right now. There's only 26 likes, Tim. So tell these people what they need to do, please.
All right. So what has to happen if you don't smash the like and get it over at least like 75 by the time we get to the end of the show.
It's going to stop.
There's no Lambo parlays at the end.
Yeah, it's going to stop. So it's going to have to hit. A lot of likes are going to have to be hit here. 108 people. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you. See, look at Mark said he smashed it hours ago, guys. What are you guys doing? It takes a simple click. Please do it. I appreciate it. Helps the channel. Helps us grow, man. We got 110 people in here. Let's fucking go and give these guys winners. Let's see what we have in chat here. But what are they saying? Bannon throws up subs. Yeah, she does actually, Dumpy. You're 100% right. I like that about her. I don't know if she's going to be able to sub Brazil, but yeah, you're right. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if you want to take a poke at that. She does throw up a lot of subs. You're absolutely correct in that read. So I like that. Dumpy said I got the under and 8.5 fights covered before Narco slurs his words. Fuck off. What else here? 58 likes and counting. I like it. Tim, you just put the pressure on these people, and now it says 65. I fucking like it. This is what I like. 69. We're slowly look at Mushroom is pushing the likes because he's not going to get a Lambo parlay if this thing doesn't hit 75. But thank you very much, guys. 115 of you in here. Damn, it's fucking rocking and rolling. All I need to do is give you guys winners now, me and Tim. Fight number 3. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 10-1 Chris Duncan versus the 7-0 Yanal Ashmouz. What do you have here, Tim, for your Lambo play?
All right, so man, I really want to talk this one through with you a little bit more, a little bit extra, obviously, and get your take on different things here, because I don't know. I have like a take that I know one side I've seen people be on, but the other side I haven't seen many people be on it at all. So, you know, going on this theme of a lot of fights that end by split, like I think this is another one that could be ending by split in a very hairy way. The end split is 8-1, and like Duncan points is 3-1, Ashmouz points is 7-1, split Duncan is 11, and split Ashmouz is 22. And my thought process is like Ashmouz can get off like a big shot, but I kind of like looking at a majority of his fights, and he has KOs. So don't get me wrong, it's not like he doesn't have KOs against guys, but it's not like the last fight was the outlier fight. He's not like one shot bonking dudes to get KOs in the other fights. So it's like this guy he's got like he doesn't have the power that he showed in the last fight. And I also think it's also like part Sam Patterson sucking, like, and just being right there to be hit. Like he was right there to be hit, just chinny, and his left his head, and he just came a huge overhand right, and he connected on him. So I feel like Duncan's durability is better than that. He's shown that he can fight like the Undertaker and literally come out of the fucking coffin and kill all final legs of every parlay that has Charlie Campbell. Trust me, I was there. I was with you. So I think like Ashmouz could get like volume off and win a decision potentially. He could also get some bigger shots and win potentially. It's like 2 rounds. He could also get like grappled and have Duncan grapple him a lot, which has been Duncan's kind of meta recently, especially against Omar Morales, where you're expecting it to be maybe more on the feet, and he he's just clearly showing that he's trying to keep he's changing his game, trying to keep his chin a little bit safer, and kind of be able to stall tactics and use just control and grappling. So I feel like this could be one of those fights where he gets a little bit off on the feet and then he starts to grapple, and this is a very close fight, and it could be close on the feet too. So I just think like end split is crazy here. If this fight goes, like, I feel like it could be super, super close, and then you're looking at a crazy plus 800. And gun to head, I would kind of lean Duncan by points, but like you're just getting 7-1 and 22-1 on Ashmouz. So it's just like, I don't know. I tried to fade Duncan with Campbell, obviously, and I predicted Omar to win the fight, but I didn't think like I wasn't going to bet him because he just seemed dusty as shit before the fight. But I thought that fight was just ass, and I thought like I just didn't think that there was a great performance from Duncan. So that's why I think the price is what you're getting now on him, and the price that you're getting on is like the opposite, where like, oh my, we're paying the absolute premium for this dude after paying plus 250 or whatever for him, or whatever the hell he was at against Patterson. So I don't know. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say, but I think like the fight actually goes to decision, and either one of these guys by points or ends by split are like really, really good lines, and I would be all over those. So I'm really interested in what you think.
Very fucking good breakdown, honestly. I didn't expect you to come that way with this. I have the under 2.5. I bet it like kind of early at minus 147. I got a good line. I'm honestly thinking of hedging out of that line because the more I look at this fight, the more I think it might go to distance, man. I was just at Unibet with Sean, and I told him, I said Ashmouz by decision is way off. It's plus 700 on DK. It's a stupid line in the sense that when you watch Ashmouz's fights, if you go back and watch tape, yeah, he's finished guys in round 3 and round 2, and the last one he finished in round 1 finally. But he's not a one-punch KO type of guy. And when you look at his opponent, Duncan, is he a little bit chinny? Yes. But he's not one of those guys where he takes one shot and he gets floored, right? He continues to fight. He recovers. And Campbell landed absolute fucking bombs on this guy and couldn't get him out of there, right? Like, he just couldn't. And he came back and killed Campbell, right? Omar Morales hurt him in that last fight. I think it was was it a head kick or a shot? I don't remember what it was, but he recovered real fast, right? Borishev fight, like Borishev hurt him bad in the, and he came back, whatever, and then he got knocked out later in the second round. Like, Ashmouz is just not a guy that I think can finish this guy, and it's going to take more than one punch. So the way I see it is, I think there's going to be some exchanges. I kind of think Ashmouz, honestly, is a little bit of a fraud. I don't think he's as good as people think he is. But the problem is Duncan's not very good as well. He's a kind of a punching bag on the feet. He might be getting better at Killcliff, but I'm not really sure how much credence I want to give that. The thing is, the decision prop here is crazy. Like, Duncan 3-something, Ashmouz is 700. I honestly think the finishing upside is a lot more on Duncan's side. And these lines are flipped. Like, they see the finishing equity more on Ashmouz, I guess, and his decision equity to be less. But I honestly think, like, in the grappling, he might be the stronger guy. That's the thing. Like, I think if Duncan initiates grappling, I think Ashmouz might be able to swing this around and get on top, man. I think he's a stronger dude. So Ashmouz by decision, 700 for me. If you take any decision, I don't think it's bad, dude. I really don't. It's kind of a weird way because I had the under initially, but the more I look at it, the more I feel like this fight might actually hit the scorecards. And I'm thinking of hedging out. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So I was thinking about putting like at least a unit on this fight or unit and a half on this fight, and I'm probably going to put like 2.5 units on this fight and mix it up to a bunch of different props that can correlate and potentially get like.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Dixon Sider says, who's hotter, Bannon or Brazil? I don't know.
Your type, man. Just depends on your type.
I think it's a coin flip. Yeah, depends on your type.
How about both?
Gonna have to get Narco on for a drunk stream sometimes. I won't get drunk. I mean, I can get tipsy, but that's about it. What else do we have here? We're up to 81 likes. This is a while ago, so I'm pretty sure we're up. Mba's in the house. Hey, don't bet on girls who get lip injections, guys. She's always on her narrative stuff. I like that. Haven't seen her in a while. Tyler, Narco, is this the guy who you saw training at Elevation? Ask me about. No, this wasn't him. I didn't ask him about this guy. Dyert says, agree, Tim. I bet Ashmouz against Patterson, expecting him to grapple. I do not think Duncan's chin is a liability, though. I do think Duncan's chin is a KO or decision. Yeah, I don't know if it's that much of a liability that people think. But, I mean, he is a little chinny, but Ashmouz round 3, TKO sprinkle. I don't think so. I don't like that one. I know he has 2 of them. I don't really like that one. Gets wrestled to death. Totally agree. I don't think so. Who said that? You said that, Tim?
I said that it's a potential that he's going to get wrestled to death, but that it's definitely going to be Duncan's path, and that he's going to use it to like stall, and he's going to use it to like steal rounds, and he's going to use it to
2-3 sub 1900.
The problem with it, I was looking at his sub prop, and I thought like he's going to try to grapple, and I don't like it just simply because he doesn't do anything. He usually just holds position, gets a little bit of ground and pound off. He's very, very position over submission, and I just don't think that's his. I don't think that's what he's going to be doing. He'll probably try to go for ground and pound if anything, but like he's not hunting for subs. He's not like a great jiu-jitsu practitioner. So yeah. He said my calls. Somebody asked what mine were again. I was like end split at 8-1. I think any type of iteration on, like you said, on points or split decision or ends by split in this one being a close decision. You could make some huge money by just spreading out some small bets across it.
I gotta answer this. How many DUI arrests have you made, Narco? Actually, 1. In my 21-year career, I made 1. And I had to because the person got into an accident, and the other driver's like, hey, he's fucked up. He was coming up to me, slurring, going on. So we had to get DUI him. But I normally don't do any. I did undercover work forever, so I don't do fucking traffic stuff. And I did that really early in my career just because I had to. There's no way out of it. What else we got here? Recovering from Andrade's loss, says Mbe. Duncan is bigger. Yeah, he's going to be bigger. I don't know, like wider and stuff. But, one more thing. 138 of you in here. I think that might be close to a record. But I want to say this. In this interview, Duncan said last fight, he had a fucked up ankle. He had a bum ankle. He didn't train for the last 3 weeks and 2 weeks in his training camp. So he had a bum ankle when he fought Morales, just so everybody knows. I think it's important because that was a close fight, but fighting on a bum ankle, it's hard, Moving on, fight number 4. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 13-3 Caitlin Vieira versus the 16-6 Pani Kinzaid. I have a bet on Kinzaid here. I just like her volume more. I think she has a lot more volume. Caitlin Vieira, man, when I looked at this chick's fights, like, how is it possible that you get outstruck in almost every single one of your fights? Like, go back and look. Like, I'm going to go one by one, okay? First fight against Kelly Feshholz. I don't even know who the fuck this girl is. She got outstruck 44-13, Tim. Ashley Evans Smith, Tim. It was very close, 71-68 on Caitlin Vieira's side. Then Sarah McCann outlanded her 29-17. Then Kat Zingano outlanded her 59-41. Irene Aldana 26-20. Sajera Eubank 69-68. Yana Santos 47-7 after she got 3 takedowns on Yana Santos. Isn't that fucking despicable? Like, this girl's never outlanded anybody. And now she faces a girl in Pani Kinzaid who basically outlands every single one of her opponents, dude. And for me, it's like Vieira coming off a loss, albeit it was close. She might be able to get it. I see people saying get her takedown, but like, what does she do with takedowns though? Like, what? Can you please explain what Vieira does with takedowns? Like, she had 3 of them against Yana Santos, who is not very good on the ground, on bottom, and she lost that fucking fight. So what does she do with her takedowns? That's the thing. She does nothing. And so, split decision again here it's a low number. It's 350. I do think it's a close fight. The reason why I played Kinzaid is because I got a line where it was plus, 164. And I think this fight is a pick'em. This fight is literally a pick'em. And they gave me 164 on Kinzaid. I'm gonna play it, right? But this is a pick'em fight. It's a close fight. And split is plus 350. Why not plus 350 here? Like, I don't see why not. One girl has a lot more volume than the other chick. And I know Sean is saying Kinzaid off the injury. Yeah, but Sean, she's been out for a while, bro. She's recovered. Like, it's a year and, I don't know, 5-6 months. It's a long time she's been out, Kinzaid. So she's fully recovered. I don't think it's a problem anymore. So they're both 31. She's not old. She's still gonna land more volume in my opinion. So what's the problem here? Like, I don't understand why Vieira's was minus almost 200 at one point. It's not like she's finished people. What the fuck is what's the deal with this Vieira being such a big favorite in this fight? I don't know. Do you see any reasoning why this is the way it is, Tim?
Yeah, this will be our first dissension here on the pod. So I'll explain that the mindset of the Vieira side. Not at minus 200. I think that's wide. But kind of like where the line's at right now, I think it's accurate. I feel like, she averages like almost 1.5 takedowns per fight. She's the bigger fighter. She's physically stronger. At least what I think pre-fight. I just feel like she's the people that she's fought, she's been able to get down and or clinch. It's just she's had positions on people that are, bigger and have better takedown defense than Panny. So like Panny's kryptonite is people that can get her down. And if you tell me that like there's 2 takedowns in this fight, that Ketlin gets 2 takedowns in this fight, she probably wins a decision. So it's like that the pick for me would be like, I think that the most likely thing, like you said, is an ends by split, and it's very, greasy either side. So I totally agree with you on that. That's like that's the obvious. And I think if you take either fighter at 7 or 8 to 1, you're good as well. But the prop that sticks out and stuck out to me earlier in the week at 7 to 1, and now even at 5.5 to 1, is the Vieira by sub. The thing that she does do is she doesn't do anything ground and pound wise. Like, she just holds people and she waits and she tries to move to transition to positions to maybe submit people, but she doesn't do shit on top beyond that. So it's harder for her to get subs, but she definitely has a sub game, and she definitely has a good jiu-jitsu game to get submissions, and understands chokes, and understands head and arm triangles, understands how to back take, understands how to get rooted. Like, she understands that part of the game. So to me, I feel like that is the kryptonite for Panny. So I feel like if this fight hits the ground in any one of the rounds, that is live. If she makes any mistake, I don't feel like Panny's like super strong in the clinch. She needs to keep her at range, like, more than I think you think she's strong in the clinch?
I think she's better than her in the clinch, because if you watched I'll tell you why. When you rewatched the Raquel Pennington fight versus Vieira,
yeah,
and Panny Kinzaid against Raquel Pennington, definitely Panny did better in the clinch than Vieira did. So that's my thing. Like
doing damage or being physically
doing damage. No, she threw a lot of elbows and knees in close. Panny did.
Yeah, that's where I feel like, but I feel like she was also like just being physically not physically as strong. I feel like she was Pennington versus Vieira in that situation is like that's her kryptonite, where she goes against somebody that she can't out clinch and can't take down and is physically stronger than her. So I feel like that's where she's ultra fucked. against Rocky. So I feel like in that, looking back at that fight, I agree with you, but I don't think that and I do agree that
here's my rebuttal for you. I know you said after 2 takedowns she wins the decision, right? Like she gets 2, you feel like she's gonna win. But like, dude, she had 3 takedowns against Yana Santos, who sucks on her back,
right,
and she still lost the fight. Like and my thing is, Penny actually has pretty good takedown defense. I don't think her takedown defense is bad at all. So
I feel like I said, I think there's two props that are Lambos to me that are kind of like stick out pretty big, and the ends by split, like you're saying, either fighter or the submission, like those are the ones. Now, obviously, like I said, the fight going to decision and either fighter winning just by points, it's very likely. Like I think that those are the way more likely props to hit. But you say women's MMA in this situation, if it stands up and the fight is standing for 15 minutes, then I think your panty ticket hits.
Yeah, to me, it's like when I went back and watched all these Vieira fights, dude, it's like literally every single motherfucking fight is close. Like every one.
Yes.
Like,
and Vieira does nothing. She does nothing, like you said.
Chad Zingano outstriking this chick. Fucking Ashley Evans Smith going toe-to-toe with this girl on the feet. Fucking Yana Santos beating her. Misha Tate outstriking this chick. I mean, it goes on, and it's like, how could you lay a negative number with this girl?
No, I'm with you.
Absolutely, I can't. I know you say, she's the bigger girl, she could maybe get grappling in, but man, I just don't trust this chick at all. She doesn't throw enough volume. She gets hit a lot on the feet. I think her strike disadvantage is like 1 per minute. Like it's a lot. She gets outlanded on like 1 per minute. I don't know. I mean, she's always the bigger girl too. The bigger girl in the ring, and somehow, she just doesn't do enough, So for me, yeah, I mean, I could see it, but it's going to be a close fight, but I'd rather be on a plus money in a close fight,
Yep.
But I think split is the way to go, plus 350. Let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 18-10 Brian Barberena versus the 25-8 Mahmoud Muradov. What do you have here, Tim?
All right, I'm going to continue some of my I've got a string of like really, really wide lines that I saw on subs this week. This is going to be one of the first incredibly wide line sub prop that I think I might be taking a stab at this week. Muradov by sub is 11-1 on FanDuel. So I kind of think that that's ridiculous. Because this dude just tried to grapple Caio proactively and reversed him, had his back taken, got out of it, and clearly is trying to up that part of his game. Like, he also is significantly bigger and stronger than Barberena. Barberena's clear kryptonite is his ground game. If at any moment in the fight, while standing, Muradov feels threatened at all, he could go for takedowns and then mutilate him on the ground. And then this 11-1 should be a 5-1. So I just think that it's like, don't get me wrong. Like if you're saying gun to my head or, family's dead, like I'm telling you, I think it's probably a KO, obviously, from Muradov. And I would think that, it'd probably be round 1 or round 2. I just think that like the sub prop being 11-1, and I feel like him trying to show off that kind of part of his game, which he did last time, and the improvements of it, and maybe saying that he's got an OV at the end of his name and respect that shit. So like I'm gonna go with Muradov by sub 11-1. You want to get super greasy with it. And it's like after round 1, he starts to lose it. Like everybody's saying the Barberena path, that correlates with what I'm talking about with like, the Barberena's round 2, round 3. If Muradov gets tired, like GM3 got him, then that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he starts to grapple then. So if he starts to grapple in 2 or 3, you got 32-1 and 50-1. So I love the 11-1. I think that's obviously the way to go. But those 32 and 50-1 aren't bad either.
You know how I'm going, Tim, with this one? Take a wild guess. Barberena, I'm going to give you some stats, and then you can finish the rest. Barberena, right, has been finished in round 3, 3 times. In round 2, twice. So that's 5 out of his 10 losses have been finished in 2 and 3. Okay. Now let's flip to the other side, right? And he's moving up, obviously, to middleweight here.
Yep.
Muradov has finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 guys in round 2 and 3. Where do you think I'm going with this fight?
Muradov round 2, round 3.
Exactly, sir. It's plus 600 and plus 1200. I'm not going to look past that. Like, I understand Muradov got tired in the one fight against Mearshart, right? He looked absolutely gassed. But outside of that fight, this guy has shown very fucking good cardio. I don't know what happened that fight. No idea. Maybe he went for the kill too early, gassed out, whatever.
He almost killed. Yeah, he almost murdered him.
But now in his last fight against Caio Bahayo, I mean, he looked fucking good, man. Like, he was reversing. He was getting on top. He had the cardio. He had the cardio for days against Andrew Sanchez. This is a round 2, round fucking 3 in the making, Tim. 600 and 1200. That's where I'm going to fucking go. I'm not going to fuck with sub. I'm not going to fuck with KO. I think he's going to end him in round 2 and 3. He's going to be a much bigger guy. His weight, his size is going to wear on Barberena, and he's going to finish Barberena in round 2 and 3.
I love it.
Van Terret says, yo, Narco and Tim, I love your show. Much love from Canada. Let's get those Lambos. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Clint, 1000% agree, Tim. Only question is, does Muradov even know how to complete a rear naked choke? And that's what I honestly looked at. I honestly, believe me, I looked at a submission, and I'm looking at this guy's career, and it's like he's got a forearm choke. He's got a couple of, other chokes really early. And then I scroll through this guy's UFC career, and it's like, this guy hasn't even fucking attempted a sub outside of Trevor Smith. And the thing is with Barberena, he's never been subbed, right? Up until recently against 2 very high-level jiu-jitsu guys. So it's like, I just threw that out the window, honestly, submission. I don't know if that's ever going to happen unless it's a club and sub. I honestly don't think it's happening. PD says, Tim is spitting fire tonight. I agree with just about everything he said. I love it. I love it. Elite MMA panel here. It's always elite over here, man. Always fucking elite. What else we got here? Muradov KO round 2, round 3, 420, takedowns, elbows. I think it's going to be most likely KO. I'm not sure. But Lando says a love round 2, round 3. Yes, sir. Let's cash those tickets. Having a great time listening. You guys have done it. We always do our homework, bro. Forrest, where the fuck you been, dude? We always do our homework over here. 145 in here, Tim. I think that's a record, dude. That's definitely a
record. I agree with Mbaye. I thought that Muradov won against Caio in that fight. Do you?
It was very close. It was close. I thought there was an argument for Muradov against Caio had grappling success. Yeah, he had grappling success. I don't think he won, though, but very close fight. And I was surprised, honestly. I was honestly surprised how well he did in the grappling.
Yeah, George said it too. Bam Bam is perfect for popping that sub chair. I just think that he tries to get up, and when he gets up, he gives his back up every single time.
Yeah, but bro, he only did it against 2 very high-level guys. He's never been submitted.
True.
Just look at the guys he's fought, though. It's like when I go through his career, it's like there's some good submission grapplers there that couldn't get him.
Didn't he reverse Caio and take his back, or no? I know he reversed him. Maybe he got on top.
I don't think he took his back.
I know he had his back. He had his back taken, and he flipped.
He might. But the guy hasn't choked anybody out for ages. So
yeah. I hope we both hit. I'll be betting yours, and you'll be. I know.
Yeah, I hope it's round 2, round 3 sub.
I'll be betting yours for sure.
That's perfect.
2 and 3 and sub. So
all right, let's move on here. Fight number 6. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 6-0 Mick Parkin versus the 10-3 Jamal I ate a pig Pogues. I'll kick this one off. dude, Pogues, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this guy, but to be 266 at the heavyweight limit, up 17 pounds from your last fight, looking absolutely atrocious on the scale. I really don't know what to say, dude. Like, it does not look good. I don't like it. I already had a bet on Parkin by decision in round 3. I added round 2 here. And hear me out here. Round 2 is 850. Round 3 is 1400. The thing is, like, Parkin's never been past 2 rounds in his professional career, but he has been in his amateur career, right? He's fought. Let me get it right. I don't want to fuck it up. He's been twice to decision, right? Is it twice? No, once. Once to decision, and once he finished this guy in round 3. Okay, the one round 3 was a 5 round fight. It was for a title. He finished the guy in round 3. When I watch his professional fight in round 2, the guy still has pretty fucking good cardio. He looks a lot more in shape than Jamal Pogues does, right? He is the natural heavyweight here, right? Pogues is a light heavyweight, man. Now, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's absolutely ballooned up. I think Mick Parkin breaks this guy eventually. Round 2, round 3, Tim. Cash those fucking tickets at 850 and 1400. He's going to have the better cardio in this fight. That's a hot take. What do you have here, Tim?
I don't know, man. This fight is a pile of dog shit, if you ask me. It's steaming. It's hot. It's fresh. It's like, it's terrible. You don't want to. You walk past it and you're like, oh no, I'll just watch out for that. I don't even want to pick that up. Seriously, like it's really bad. And I look at it and I'm like, I look at Parkin and I feel fraudulent vibes from him. I don't know. It's what I feel. It's not anything like. I look at his fights and I look at the guys he's killing and I'm like, these guys are cans. I watched the Contender Series fight where I'm thinking a plus 200, maybe 220 dog, something like that. So it was, am I right or no? Something around, yeah, like plus 200, let's say plus 200. He's a 2-1 dog. And the guy he's fighting is like total dog shit who dies out like 2 minutes into the fight. Like his wing's a huge shot, falls on top, dies. Like they have some scrambling. It's one of the worst fights ever. And then he subs him. It's like, I feel like this fight is really ugly and the same thing in a heavyweight. And I feel it could be major slobber knocker after four minutes or so. And this is just classic end split type fight, plus 650. Parkin split 22-1. Pogues 7-1. I think those are pretty solid, man. I think that it's possible that like either one of these, if you look at either one of the guys, it's the same thing that we did with Duncan and Duncan and Yanal. It's like, dude, it could either one of these lines. They're just so juiced to the overs or the unders that it's like there's huge lines on either one of these guys winning a decision. And if this fight again,
I don't like the unders here. I honestly, the unders are going to come strictly from one side. I think Mick Parkin.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I think that if Parkin, if he does have trouble finishing this guy at a certain level where I don't think I don't think the guys that have finished Pogues have been like bad fighters to finish him. Like there's been,
I mean, Jordan Young to armbar you is pretty.
That's bad, but I think the other two are legit. Like
Taylor Johnson is a good, decent fighter. Pelosi, he's got a good pace. But here's the thing, Tim. I kind of see a similar like dog type of like Mick Parkin to me feels like a dog. Like he's gonna keep coming. He's gonna make it dirty. Sure. He's gonna make it sloppy. He's gonna tire you out until he finishes you.
I feel like he's gonna do that, but I also feel that Pogues is gonna like distract him with his nipples having nipples now, and then he's not gonna know what to do. He's gonna look at him at first. He's gonna be like, dude, his nipples have nipples. Wait,
I gotta drink. I gotta drink to that one.
how is that possible? That isn't that he's got, and then he's gonna jab him, and then he's gonna look again. He's gonna jab him again.
No, but seriously speaking,
Seriously, I think that the jab and the volume from Pogues, the things that are good from him, the jab.
He's
and
not
the
going
rest,
to be able to do that very easy against this guy. This guy's going to try to pressure him, and
that's what I think. That those are the people that's perfect to jab. He's going to be able to. He's going to run into jabs, and then he's going to have times where he gets his shots.
Takedowns. Then Parkin is easy.
They're both. That's where I think that's exactly. I think that they're both going to have chances for this to be clinching and ugliness. Who's jabbing? It's like they're both doing the same shit, and it's like okay, and then they both get tired, and we're looking at plus.
I have a bet on Parkin by decision.
That's what I'm saying. So if you got what is Parkin decision? Parkin 7-1, 6-1?
It's like 7-1 now. I got it at 5, but I added at 7.
Okay, so 7. So like that's what I'm saying. So end split, the same iteration I gave on Duncan and
7.5. Sorry, I got on DraftKings 750. So I added. My original bet was Parkin by decision in round 3. I had plus 500, but then when I saw 750, I added another half unit. I'm a full unit on Parkin decision.
Yeah, it's the same iteration as Duncan and Ashmouz for me in this fight. It's the same exact setup. It's like ends by split. Both fighters, could you win a decision? You got 7-1 and 2-1. You pray to God that it's Parkin that wins.
I think he has honestly, I might be wrong. I think he has a lot of the finishing equity here. If anybody finishes,
I agree with that. But I just think that I think that the fight goes at a much higher clip than I think everybody else does. So I think like the fight goes or whatever, but just like Parkin split 22-1, Parkin points 7-1, ends by split plus 650.
Yeah, why not? All right, let's move on. Fight number 7. Damn, we're only 7 fights in. We're not even halfway in, Tim. It's in the lightweight division. It is the 16-6 Mark Diakese versus the 19-3 Joel Alvarez. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah. I mean, I think this fight goes two ways. I think that Alvarez, the subline is where it's at because it's just so obvious. And it's, it's one of those things where it's kind of weird because, I'll be interested to hear what you think on the tactics of are going to be this fight for Diakese, because you're usually actually more on point with reading what you think he's going to do in fights than I have been in his last few fights. Alvarez for me though is like a guy that I look at this fight and I'm like, he has 100% finish rate and he really goes aggressive in the striking and just dares you to try to take him down. 100% takedown, 0% takedown defense, literally going for guillotines as his takedown defense, which is historically like the worst meta to have. And like, it's just absolutely the worst way to go. If you just want to bet against guys that do that. So I understand people that are taking shots on Diakese or Diakese by points in this situation, in this fight. It makes a ton of sense. It really does. But in my mind, it's like, if Diakese is smart, he doesn't shoot any takedowns. And he like tries to win a striking fight with him and make it close. And I've fought some better strikers. I fought Fiziev and kickbox with him. The problem is that he hasn't fought like this for whatever reason. He hasn't fought like this in his last 3 fights. So I feel like it's just clear that he's, for whatever reason, if it's that he feels no confidence in his striking, if he's getting hit by guys and he's like, dude, I'm not taking damage the same as I used to, whatever it might be. Obviously Alves rocked him before he got the sub. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but he clearly does not feel comfortable striking. So I feel like if he starts the clear fight, like the path, like the pick for me would be like, it's going to be a sub 1, like it's going to be a sub 1, sub 2, or like points for somebody, like I either feel that he either gets him in the sub 1 or he gets him in sub 2, or I even don't hate like Alvarez by decision in this fight, because I think like he could win 2 rounds and stay safe in the 3rd round and almost kill him. And then Diakese stays, just alive and doesn't try to take him down. Like if Diakese just says, I'm not going to take you down in the fight, there's no data on Alvarez going for takedowns in this fight. And there's no real sign that he could get Diakese down if he tried. So it's like the sub is going to come from Diakese going for a takedown and putting his neck where he shouldn't, like he usually does when he goes for takedowns. So in this fight, like it's a legitimate mistake that he makes when he goes for takedowns. Like he runs head first, he goes for double legs, and he sticks his head literally in the worst place. So in this fight, that's like you can't, if he does it, he's going to get insta subbed. Like he's going to get, this is a guy that you can't do that against. It's his signature move. And I feel like sub 1, sub 2, or I think points are pretty solid for the Alvarez side.
All right, so I'm going to go a different route here. I'm going to go Alvarez by KO here, plus 575.
Yep.
I see the sub thing. I think he's going to make Diakese uncomfortable on the feet just because of his length, his kicks, his knees. He's going to be pressuring forward. That's just how he knows how to fight. Alvarez does. And Diakese is going to feel uncomfortable because there's a very, very big size disadvantage here for him, you know. Alvarez 6'3", Diakese 5'10". There's a reach advantage. There's a big fucking probably advantage in his kicking game. And the thing here is like Alvarez is very dangerous on the feet. Like, okay, so when we look at Alvarez, right, and we say a guy like, you know, Thiago Moises, for instance, right? Thiago Moises. All right, this is a guy that's fought very high-level fighters. He has 23 fights in his career. He's never been KO'd, Tim. You know who's the only guy to KO him? Joel Alvarez, right? Now we look back at Diakese, and we kind of say the same thing, right? Mark Diakese, you know, this guy has fought high-level fighters, very good strikers in Borishev and Alves and Fiziev, right? Huh?
Fiziev.
Hooker, Hekparas. But this guy got dropped against Rafael Alves, right? He got hurt in that fight before he got subbed. He knows he doesn't want to get into Alvarez's submission game because he's fucking super dangerous. He's super long. And Diakese's going to probably stay away from wrestling here. So for me, it's like Alvarez is still very – the thing where I see him getting Diakese is not with punches. I think he's going to get him with like knees and fucking elbows. That's where I see him dropping Diakese. So for me, plus 575 KO on Joel Alvarez is how I'm going to go. It's probably most likely sub. I don't think this fight hits the scorecards, to be honest. The way Alvarez fights.
No, I don't either.
I just don't see it. But 575, it's not a great line, but I think it's live. I honestly do because I don't think Diakese's going to wrestle.
The thing here's where I disagree with you. I don't disagree with you that I don't think that he's going to wrestle, but I think he's going to wrestle as soon as he gets concussed. As soon the second that he gets concussed, he's going to do what he did with Alves. He's going to do like it's literally like what he does each time, like in all these fights, and it shows. It's kind of clear, like to me, where you see these guys in different fights. This is like an archetype of fighter where you see them get hit and you see them get bonked, and they have wrestling in their game, and they just naturally go back to their roots of like, boom, instant shot. Like my instinct should be this. This is my training. As soon as I'm this, and it's like this is the prototypical worst guy to do this against. And it's like I don't disagree with you that he's going to go into the fight telling himself 100 times, I'm not going to shoot. I'm not going to shoot. I'm not going to shoot. He's going to get concussed and he's going to shoot.
Dude, 166 people in here, Tim.
What do we have to get the likes at to get the? We
are smashing records. Likes got to be at least at 120 now. They have to.
Where are we at now?
I'm not even going to look, but I'm going to assume it's at least 120. We've been fucking spitting fire here for about an hour, and we're only halfway through this card. We got 170 people in here, and it keeps growing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Literally 170, Tim. Definitely a record. Thank you, each and every one of you. All we fucking try to do here is make you guys money. That's fucking it, dude. That's fucking it. And we're going to move on to fight number 8. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 18-7 Danny Roberts versus the 8-3 Johnny Parsons. And this is where I'm going to fucking spit fire, Tim. You know why? Because I listened to one of the best interviews I can ever listen to with Johnny Parsons, right? It was I forgot the interview. It was like a UK based interview. And this guy sat there and talked about how he got, prior to the Dana White's, there's a lot of things to go into this. Dana White's Contender Series, 45 days out. He gets knocked out cold in syndicate training, completely out. He said, I woke up, I didn't even know where the fuck I was, right? He said it was just outside the 45-minute window mark. So he decided to fight on Dana White's Contender Series. He fought on Dana White's Contender Series, was wobbled all over the place by Solomon Renfro in the first round, survived, somehow won a decision, whatever. No problem. After that fight, he gets awarded a contract and he disappears off the fucking face of the earth, right? This is a guy that has only 11 fights. Where the fuck is he? 31 years old. So then I listen more to this interview, and he's been gone for 2 years. And he says, after that fight, right, he had concussion symptoms for 9 fucking months. Oof. 9 months of concussion symptoms. He said, I couldn't even function as a human. I was feeling nauseated, headaches. I wanted to throw up all the time. I did not train for 9 fucking months, he said. Now, he said he got back to training, but obviously he said I couldn't train. Like, I had to take it easy because he didn't want to get hit again and get these concussion symptoms again, right? This is a guy that's already been knocked out twice, mind you, in 11 fights. Now, this guy's back into the UFC after an almost 2-year hiatus, right? He comes on the scales. And by the way, after I heard this interview, I'm smashing Roberts, KO, inside the distance, unders, you name it. I hit them all. Now, he comes on the scales and he misses weight, Tim. He's 172. He misses weight. Now I'm thinking in my head, okay, this guy really didn't train very hard because he probably still feeling these effects of these concussions or something. He comes back, he makes weight at 171. No problem. The guy is 5'9". He should not have a hard time after 2 fucking years to make 171 pounds, right? I don't think he trained that much, to be honest. I don't think he sparred that much, to be honest. When you have these type of symptoms, it's not good. When you listen to this guy's interview, he's doing this. They're asking him questions and he's doing, he's like searching for answers, dude. It literally looks very bad. I'm going to fucking hammer KO props on Roberts here. If the inside the distance is 50 cents or 60 cents difference, play ITB because maybe he clubs up. But if you have Hard Rock, like I do, Hard Rock is still hanging plus 350 by KO. Go play it because I honestly believe Johnny Parsons should not be stepping in the cage. That's my opinion based on what I heard from him. It's not very good. Now, I do want to mention that Robert's chin is a liability. He gets hit. He's dancing all over the place. It is scary. Parsons can crack. All those things are true. But Parsons has the issues here, man. The guy's been gone for long. He's fucked up. It doesn't sound good. His interviews don't sound good. He misses weight initially. All the things point to what I'm saying. So for me, maybe you want to play inside the distance because it's very close to KO, but add to the KO. I don't know how you want to do it. I'm playing unders. I'm playing all types of violence props on this fight. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I'm just going to, because most people don't have Hard Rock, I would say that it's only 40 cents off of the KO. So you're definitely just do the inside the distance. And then if you would lean, what would you say? Do you think it's like that this guy's like going to take a few shots and then really get broken instantaneously? Or do you think it's going to be something that happens later in the fight?
It wasn't from someone. Usman's asking which fight. It wasn't. Apparently, it came from when he got knocked out cold in training, prior to Dana White's Contender Series fight, which he took, and he was wobbled all over the place, and then he started having severe concussion symptoms after Dana White's Contender Series. So I don't know what's going on with this guy. He sounds roasted. There seems to be issues. What was your question? Sorry, what was it?
Do you think that it's an early bonk, or do you think that it's something like he gets hit and he's in
early? It could be late. It could be any time. I don't
know. Yeah, you don't know. You're just gonna
I think he gets bonked. That's what I know.
Okay.
You know, people keep saying Robert's chin is dusty, Robert this, Robert that. I mean, listen, Jack Della dropped him with a fucking body shot. It wasn't fucking to the chin. It wasn't. They were nasty, vicious body shots that dropped him. Okay. Michel Pereira landed a flying fucking knee to knock him out. Like, okay, guys, I know his chin is not very good. I agree with you guys. But the way he's been knocked out, it's kind of been fucked up, you know, like flying knee, body shots. You know, he does get rocked. Listen, he gets rocked in his fights. I'm not again, but he seems to survive. He seems to regain consciousness. He seems to revive, unless he gets bonked, something like that. And I don't really, like, I don't know, man. This guy, Johnny Parsons, is not UFC level, in my opinion. Did you watch what Solomon Renfro did in PFL? He was getting his ass whooped by that guy before he bonked him, right? Solomon Renfro is not very good. That fight was very close. Maybe you could have given it to Solomon Renfro. This dude is, he's down. I don't like Solomon Renfro. I don't like Parsons. I don't think he's any good. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, early in the week, I was talking about this with Patrick on his pod, and then I was talking last night with Propaholic about this fight. And I'm just so across. I'm like literally jumping both sides, and I have no idea what the fuck's going to happen in this fight, to be honest. I truly wish I could have as much confidence in this fight as you do, because honestly, I just can't. I mean, like, if you said just skill set and you said, all right, dude, size, like, he's older. Okay. Like, I get it. Like, you're just doing like tail of the tape shit. Like, he's 5 years older. Like, okay, bad, clear bad. If you're going, one had concussion symptoms for 9 months, like you said, clear bad. There's like so many red flags on both of these fighters that it's just an absolute shit show. And the unders should be really, you know, obviously what everybody should be betting. But it's like, that to me is where it's like, okay, I like to, sometimes I like to fade that shit. Sometimes I like to fade where the vibe is going a certain direction. I'm like, I want to look at it from the other side. I don't always do it.
Honestly, no one spoke about this.
You know, no. They spoke about what?
This concussion stuff.
No,
you're going opposite of the. Okay, I see.
Yeah. I'm going opposite of that narrative. Like, I feel like both of these guys know that they know their kryptonite at this point, and they both know, like, okay, I am totally a glass cannon. I cannot. I have to watch out for the first few shots that I take, and I have to worry about every big shot that I'm going to take in this fight. And I feel like this is one of those fights where we could see these guys either kill each other instantly, either one of them, or this just be very, very timid and very safe from both fighters. And they're just doing a little bit, trying to get a little get a game off, not really getting a lot, never really risking too much, and both trying to stay safe. So I'm going to take a shot at Roberts by points, kind of same iteration that you were talking about, but Roberts by points at plus 250. And I think it's like a used Lambo, or ends by split at plus 700. Just in case he doesn't get, it's just like, I'm not saying, I don't think that he's less skilled. I think he's longer. I think he's taller. I think he's a better skilled striker. I just feel like if this fight gets to be what I think could be them both staring at each other and not really going crazy, we don't necessarily know who wins. And then if it is nothing and it's very low volume and these guys are hitting each other with some jabs and a little bit here and there, I kind of feel that Roberts is going to get the home crowd advantage and then steal a split.
Yeah. Also, one thing I didn't mention it's actually pretty fucking important. Roberts is so much bigger than this guy, dude.
Huge.
Like, so much longer. I mean, this guy has a 74-inch reach. The guy has 69. He's 6'1". This guy's 5'9". It's just a pretty big advantage here. And Roberts is skilled, man. Like, take away all his, the chin, the this, the that. Like, the guy is skilled fighter.
I think. Don't you think this is again why I'm a little hesitant on the KOs? Like, don't you think that Roberts knows again that like he's so much better striking than this guy and he's so much longer than this guy, and if he just basically just jabs him and just keeps him at range and does not overextend or get himself in the pocket, that he could easily outpoint this guy? Don't you think that like that's such an easy?
But he has power in his hands. He's got a very good.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm saying that he has power in his hands, but that's what exploits him and puts him in his most vulnerable spots to get.
But like hit. What? Like, you think Parsons gonna out grapple this guy? Parsons is a fucking terrible grappler.
I don't think he's out grappling, but I think that he could bonk him. I think that the problem with Roberts is that he gets put on skates versus Trinaldo. He gets put on skates versus everybody right now. Like that's where I feel like at his age and his wisdom at this fight and at this part of the game, like he's got to go out saying like I got the length. I'm a better striker than this guy. That's where I feel like it's like that's the disconnect. I don't disagree.
Yeah, but he also gives this guy the opportunity to sit there and like this guy's a good kickboxer. Like, so he's going to just sit there and kickbox with a guy that's a kickboxer instead of mixing it up, maybe going for some takedowns, maybe be going for the clinch and I don't know.
If you think he's going to go for takedowns, then the sub line is
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be mixing in takedowns, but I do think, when you look at Roberts historically, like, yeah, I mean, he doesn't shoot a lot of takedowns at all, but I mean, he did shoot a bunch of takedowns against the Russian dude that he beat. Not Emeev, but the guy before him. Imadaev? Yeah, Imadaev. So he shot. I mean, look at this. He shot. Let me go back and look. Hold on 1 second. Come on, load. All right. He shot 8 takedowns against Imadaev, dude. Like,
how long ago was that fight?
Just 4 fights ago.
Okay.
So it's like he shot 3 takedowns against Emeev now that I look at it.
Yeah.
He, I mean, why wouldn't he shoot takedowns against this guy?
I think, well, here's the thing. I think that like, that's okay. So let me go a different route. I really want to talk this through because I think that there's ways to look at this fight then. So Daz was saying the same thing. Like if this is if he goes in and takes the other route where I say, what are the safe routes to fight this fight? I could stay at range. I could clinch. I could try to grapple. I could try to take this guy down. So if takedowns and grappling are his path, dude, his sub line is 12-1.
The problem is he hardly ever attempts any subs, man.
I don't disagree.
I think he might rain down elbows.
This is kind of what my point is, though, with what you're saying with a dude that's got concussions and all that. Like,
give up his neck.
Yes, the defense of that is simply just to go like this and to fucking instinctively turn around. Like
that's why I said ITD and then add KO or if you have the good line, not if you have like a 280.
Yeah, do ITD and do sub. Do IGD at 2 plus 210.
Or do sub.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough of that. Let's move on. Fight number. We spent a lot of fire on that fight. Fight number 9. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 13-6 Davy Grant versus the 14-0 Daniel Marcos. What do you have here, Tim?
Oh, so man, I think that this is like we had the last time Davy Grant fought. We were robbed of a Sun Sao by decision and potential a Sun Sao by split decision props that we gave off on I know I gave off on this damn show because I had bets on them. And Davy Grant's cheating ass gets Keith Peterson to give him a bone and changes the outcome of the fight tremendously. And I also just think that Davy has looked worse he looked pretty bad against Smolka as well. It's hard to get off action against a Sun Sao. So I'll give him a pass on that fight, but he also subbed a Sun Sao, which is, I know they cheated, but to eventually get that sub was pretty impressive. The fact that Davy never quits in a fight is like, to me, the thing that I look at and I just go, all right, until this guy doesn't until he dies, until somebody finishes him, which could be this fight, honestly. I'm just going to keep taking like small stabs at Davey round 2, round 3 props, because he just wings shots. He usually starts off slow. He usually knows that he's got to make a comeback in a fight, and he wings huge shots. So like round 2 is 10-1, round 3 is 16-1 for Davey. I don't hate end split in this fight either at plus 550, but I'll leave that one for you if you wanted to take that one. But I just think that this fight, if it does go, could be very close and just a battle back and forth. I think Davey has grappling upside in this fight as well if he needs it. But yeah, I think Marcos is good, and I think he's dangerous, and I think his striking is good enough to win this fight and to win on volume and to win on power and hit some moments and or even potentially knock out Davey. So I don't think I think it's a very close fight. And I don't know. I just thought the 10-1 and 16-1 for Davey Grant late round props is a little bit off, because that's how he wins. Like, he does a lot of that shit. He could Aspinall again, and that's break people's hearts. But I heard something on Magic Show with Gombis, Andrew. Somebody said in the chat, that Daniel Marcos is the natural predator of Peruvian taxi drivers. I thought that was the funniest thing. I thought it was hilarious. So what do you think on this fight?
Here's my thing. I mean, I see everybody's on Marcos, and this line keeps moving against me, and I'm on Davey Grant. Okay. And I know he's 37, guys. I know the age. I know the age thing. But there's honestly, when you got to factor a lot of things here in. Like, did he look good against Rafael Assunção? No. But how did he not look good, right? He didn't look good in the grappling. He got taken down 5 fucking times by a very, very high-level grappler, and he got controlled, right? He got fucking controlled by Rafael Assunção, who landed a lot of fucking takedowns. But Davey Grant dropped him in that fight. I don't know if you guys remembered, and then he subbed him in round 3. Whatever. Now we go back to the Smoka fight. Yeah, he didn't look great again. He was getting touched up early. He eventually finished Smoka in round 3. Let's go back further. Adrian Yanez fight. Who's a fucking better striker? Adrian Yanez or Daniel Marcos? It's not close, guys. It's Adrian Yanez. Who's a better fucking overall striker? Marlon Vieira or fucking Daniel Marcos? It's not fucking close, guys. And both these fights that I'm talking to you about were fucking close fucking fights. They weren't blowouts. They were not fucking blowout fights for Davey Grant. He was very close. And those guys are levels above fucking Daniel Marcos, dude. Daniel Marcos, exactly what that guy said. He's been fucking beating taxi drivers. And you know what? Simon Oliveira fight, I have no idea what happened, but within 2 minutes of that fight, Simon Oliveira was death gassed. I have no idea what I was watching when I watched that fight. But I'm like, dude, this guy is death gassed in 2 minutes of this fight. He was like dead. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I'm like, okay, let me go watch Dana White's Contender Series. Okay. He looked good in Dana White's Contender Series. Not bad. Marcos looked good. I'll give him that. But, bro, he looked good and couldn't finish a guy like Brandon Lewis, who's a midget fucking terrible striker, dude. Okay, what does that tell me? Nothing. What has this guy accomplished to give him a minus 160 tag now, dude? Are these people out of their mind? Fucking Grant is a better striker. And I won't even say better striker. He's got way more power on the feet. I can tell you that right now. He's a way better grappler, right? If he wants to wrestle, he's going to take this dude down. The thing with me is, and this is the X factor, Davey Grant at 37 still has very fucking good cardio, and he's pushing you for 3 rounds. When I watch Dana White's Contender Series in the 3rd round, this motherfucker's running away against Brandon Lewis, dude, when he was fucking killing Lewis for 2 rounds. I really love Grant round 2, round 3 here. His round 2 is 1050. His round 3 is 1600. Prove me wrong, Mr. Daniel Marcos. Tell me you're good. Show me that you're good. because I think he's going to get stopped in round 2 and round 3 here. I'm not serious. I'm not kidding.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
This guy's cardio sucks, dude. It sucks. And it didn't get exposed last fight because Simon Oliveira died in 2 minutes. He literally died. But in the Lewis fight, this motherfucker's running away from Lewis in round 3 after beating the fuck out of this guy. Like, that's a red flag. If you're doing that with Lewis, dude, Grant is going to keep coming. He's going to be chucking bombs. And guess what? He's not a midget anymore. He's the same size. He's the same, they're similar stature, similar size here. And that's another thing. His last 2 fights, he's fought absolute midgets. Simon Oliveira's 5'4". Brandon Lewis is probably 4'11". Who the fuck knows? Maybe even 4'7". I don't know. But, bro, this fight is fucking all Davy Grant for me. Like, I like Davy Grant in this spot. People are underestimating Davy Grant in this spot. The dude's fought very, very high-level UFC fighters, man. We're talking about Marlon Vera twice. He beat fucking Marlon Vera, for Christ's sake, years ago. But in the second fight, it was still competitive. This guy knocked out Jonathan Martinez, who's been, on a pretty good streak. So I don't know, man. I don't know this Daniel Marcos love, but this guy to me just doesn't do it. Honestly, I don't think he's that good. I'm with you, man. I got to say to Mbaye, we are all Team Grant, okay? 100%. Let's get this. Let's fucking go. Team Grant, baby, 100%. Let's fucking hit that round 2, round 3, Davey. Show him the old man strength. Don't let this punk do shit to you. Moving on. Fight number 10. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 12-0-1 LeRon Murphy versus the 11-1-1 Josh Culibao. Good fight here, man. Very good fight. 2 good technical strikers. 2 both pretty good grapplers, I think. I think Murphy's the faster guy. I think Murphy is a little more defensively sound than Culibao. I mean, Culibao was losing the last fight, right? Against Malsic before it was such a weird sequence, too. He didn't even land the punch. Malsic got thrown off balance. He got the rear naked. It was just such a weird sequence. But before that, his nose was all busted up. For me, I think it's a close fight. I think split is 400 is a good line. I don't think any of these guys is getting finished. I think both of them are tough. Both of them are durable. Yeah, plus 400. There's not much more to say. I favor the Murphy side. I like Murphy here. But plus 400 by split, I think, is the best Lambo play for me. What do you got?
Same play. Ends by split. Culibao has been an absolute money train for me. I just love the dude. I literally bet him. I think 4 fights in a row. I think he's tragically underrated. Guys like him, Chito Vera, Brandon Royval, the guys that have just been tragically underrated over the last 2-3 years. I've just loved betting. There's guys that bring violence and can finish you and can take damage. That's a lovely trio for me. So I don't know. It's weird. Murphy to me is, I don't know, man. He's gotten some lucky fucking fights. He's gotten some really, really lucky judges going his way in some of these fast. I thought he lost the last fight. I thought that there's just situations where he's just getting, I don't know. He just doesn't throw a lot of volume. He wins some close decisions. He's always really fighting close. So to me, it's taking a stab on the end split and then taking. I do agree with you. I think that the side would be Murphy just because, but I think Culibao by split is 11-1 as well, and that to me is solid as well. Plus 400, I think the ends by split is my pick. But if you want to take a small stab at that, don't take the 7-1 on Murphy. It's not worth the stab, but definitely 11-1 would be worth a small stab if you do 80-20% on that. So.
Murphy's birthday on Saturday, by the way. He's fighting on his birthday.
Another, lucky.
It might be birthday love. Moving on, fight number 11. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 12-4-1 Jai Herbert versus the 13-4 Farez Ziam. What do you have here, Tim?
So I've got 2 on this one. I think that there's a good hedge spot here with Ziam by points at plus 200 and Ziam by sub. I think Ziam, this is another wide sub line, and I know that everybody's going to be laughing. Just he's not good, and I like cashed one of my biggest tickets grappling with Terrence McKinney, locking in a shitty rear naked choke that he really shouldn't have got on him. But it was like a 16-1 ticket and a plus 500 for the sub for McKinney in that fight. And the next fight, you just see it's the same thing with Muradov. This is the same kind of like situation what I was just talking about with Muradov. Like I feel like both of these fighters, after they were exploited, showed it's like, all right, I'm going to work on my cardio. I'm going to work on my strength for Ziam. I'm going to work on my physicality because these guys are just bullying me. And I'm going to work on my jiu-jitsu, and so I can defend positions. I'm going to work on my wrestling so I can get these guys down potentially myself and defend it. And it's awesome to see young fighters do that. And in this situation, like you're getting now, just the same exact thing. You're getting like one fighter is 9 years younger than the other, and that's just a 70%. It's a blind 70% bet. Like where it just is, right? And then you say the Jai Herbert is he's a solid fighter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit the dude from a striking perspective. But he's another one of these guys that's like, this is what we were talking about with Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker, is that it's like Jalen Turner is a size bully and he doesn't get to use size bully. Dan Hooker's a size bully and he doesn't get to use his advantage. So let's see how this fight plays out. Like when you get 2 size bullies fighting against each other, it's interesting to see like who wins those battles and who's intimidated by the other person's length and who wins those, right? And I kind of feel like the striking defense on Ziam is elite. It's like 71% and when it's standing in at range. And I feel like that to me is like the everything. Like when your fight is standing, he's going to be at range. He's going to be more defensively sound, probably not throwing a lot of volume out. But as soon as he tries to take a takedown and tries to get at any point, if he tries to grapple, this is where it's like, Jai's albino, man. He's albino belt level. He's truly albino belt level. Like he's getting mounted. He's getting just horrible positions on the ground and making just dog shit decisions in fight after fight after fight when you watch him on the ground. So even though he's only been subbed once, it's kind of a miracle to me that he's only been subbed once. He can only lose 4 times. He's been KO'd the other 3 times. So like he can't lose any more than he's already lost. But like this guy really is in a position when he's on the ground that he's going to make a mistake. So in my opinion, it's like for us just show the last time, like I'm going to Ferris is like, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to work on this versus a grappler. And I feel like in this fight, he could show like another level to his game, kind of like Kennedy and Chukwu did last year as well, where you're like, dude, I can sub you. I can wrestle. I can do this. And actually, if he grapples a lot, I think plus 700 is going to look really, really good by sub.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a way. I don't mind it at all. I think for Ziam, it's his fight to lose here. I think he's got pretty good striking, good kicking game, very good kicking game. And I do think he has the grappling edge here. Something that the Black Country Banger you would use as a weapon is kind of negated here, right? Size and reach it's almost the same here with Farez Ziam. He used it against Klein, kind of touched up Klein from the outside, who's a small lightweight. But now, you don't get to use that. You don't get to use your size and reach here. And Farez Ziam can just stay right there, in space and touch him up as well with his kicking game, especially. So for me, with the mix-in of takedowns, the kicking game, the striking is pretty close. I do favor Herbert with the power, but I think this fight hits the scorecards, Tim. And Herbert, honestly, has been fighting differently. He has been. His last 2 fights, after the knockout to Tybura, and I don't blame him, right? He's completely changed his tone, and he's not fighting crazy anymore. And I think that kind of plays into Ziam's hands, where he's going to give him like a striking match, and Ziam can kick him from the outside because legs are a lot longer than arms, and he's the way better kicker. So for me, I like Ziam by decision. It's a used Toyota Corolla or a brand new, maybe a brand new Toyota Corolla. It's plus 210. I don't want to get sneaky. I don't want to get tricky. I don't want to go split. I think Ziam is the side here. I think Ziam wins pretty convincingly. I just hope he doesn't stop him. So decision plus 210. Again, used, maybe not used. A new Corolla, maybe a Hyundai. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. But Ziam by decision plus 210. Fight number 12. We're back in the middleweight division. It is the 23-5 Andre Muniz versus the 16-6-1 Paul Craig. I will kick this one off. Paul Craig moving down to 85, man. 20-pound weight cut. Made weight, no problem. But when you look at them, they're very similar in size, man. Like Muniz is a big 85er. They were face-to-face. I mean, there's not much else to say here. Like they're similar in stature. But I think Muniz carries more power here, man. I think he has the KO power. I think submission grappling kind of negates itself. I do think if you were to put him in a submission like a grappling gi contest, I think Muniz destroys him. But this is not it. You know, this is MMA, and I think, you know, when he's on bottom, like Craig is dangerous. He throws up a lot of subs. I don't think he's going to be able to sub Muniz, man. And for me, Muniz on the feet throws with a lot more power. He's got very good ground and pound. Plus 450 by knockout. Andre Muniz for me, Tim. What do you have?
Yeah, I think that
before you go on, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Are we going to crack the 200 mark? We're at 186, bro. Hopefully. 186 and pumping. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, I think that I think this is a really interesting fight. Obviously, Paul Craig moving down weight to me is a just gigantic red flag for so many reasons. He's gonna be chinnier. His cardio is gonna be worse. He didn't look good on the scales. I usually don't give a shit about that, but he didn't look good. It didn't look like this was an easy 20 pounds. 20 pounds to cut? I mean, come on, dude. That's not easy either. And there's levels. There's so many levels to jiu-jitsu. And Paul Craig is an absolute ass-pull jiu-jitsu player. He rolls for different shit that's meme shit. He has one signature move that he catches people on that is absolutely fucking elite. And he sets you up, and he has to take getting sent to the netherworlds to be able to catch you in it. And in this fight, I just feel like this is where we disagree. I feel like Muniz is going to obliterate him on the ground if he takes him down, and it's not going to be a wash on in the jiu-jitsu. I think it's going to be him wiping the floor with him jiu-jitsu wise and positioning, like just step by step positioning himself into submission, either armbar or just breaking him and like sending a message that, oh, dude, I'm the alpha jiu-jitsu guy here, and I'm so much better than you, and you're a fucking joke. And the last fight that I got subbed was an absolute joke as well. So I'm not that, and I'm going to prove exactly what my jiu-jitsu is in this fight. I really see that pretty confidently. So I feel like sub 1 plus 380, sub 2 plus 800. I think in the first 10 minutes he subs him.
It's very possible, and I agree with you. I mean, he's the better submission grappler. The other thing is, like, okay, Paul Craig is good off his back, but name me one very high-level grappler he subbed off his back.
Right.
And I'll wait. There's none. Right. There's none. There's no high-level grapplers that he subbed off his back. Nobody.
No. Well, no. You shouldn't say like grapplers. You should say.
No, I mean jiu-jitsu guys. I mean jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't mean grapplers like wrestlers. I mean jiu-jitsu. Actual jiu-jitsu guys.
Like Ankalaev and Krylov are both.
That's not. Really, those guys are not jiu-jitsu guys.
They're great grapplers, though. They're good.
Probably the best out of all, and it might sound funny, might be Vinicius Moreira, who's absolutely dog shit, but I don't know. That's the best one when I look at the
Here's
list.
the other,
There's
here's,
nobody
the,
else.
here's the other thing about Paul Craig, right? He's going down now to 185.
Yeah.
Where he's gonna see that shit doesn't cut it, dude. Like you're
I
going.
I think the one key thing that you said is his chin is already not good at 205.
For sure.
I think it absolutely gets depleted at 85. And I think one punch can actually put him out from Muniz.
Here's the thing, like the shit that he pulls in light heavyweight and heavyweight from a like jiu-jitsu standpoint, it just doesn't it doesn't hold up. Like the level of you could be like an average jiu-jitsu player and like pretty good wrestling and be extraordinarily successful at heavyweight and very successful at light heavyweight. And then you go to like, you're going to have some success at the next weight. And then it just goes less and less and less every weight class that you go down. And it's like, that's where I just don't think that Craig's going to be like, okay, you're going to have a huge size or strength advantage on this guy. Nope. Do you have better jiu-jitsu than him? Nope. Are you going to be able to catch him in any of that shit that you usually catch the other heavier guys? Nope. I feel like just the transitions and I feel like he could break a limb.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. I could see a sub. I could see a KO. Let me fix my camera. It's focusing in and out. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. All right, I'm back. All right, let's move on. Fight number 13, Tim. Featherweight division. 19-5 Nathaniel Wood versus the 22-9 Andre Fili. What do you have here?
This is a good fight. You there? Can you hear me? Sorry about that. Yeah, this is a good fight. I think that Wood is a guy that I've had some late round props on that I've been in the UFC and I've been historically disappointed with. He's come close in some fights and he probably should have finished Rosa, but Fili is in this situation. Like this is another one of those like guy that has moved up and Wood is moving up. He's not moving up now. He's fought at this weight class, but he's kind of he's small for this weight class. And Fili's significantly bigger than him. Like he's probably got 5 inches of height and 5 inches on reach. And the part where it's like, I think that Wood's going to have to be more aggressive in this fight than he usually is to get off what he tries to get off, because he usually is going to be just voluming guys up and kicking them and got good leg kicks. And I think it's going to be hard to get that game off against Fili. I think that Wood is a better fighter. And I think both of these guys have shown durability issues, but I think all around, I think they're both good fighters and they're both very well-rounded fighters. And they don't have like super clear weaknesses that you can go at minus the durability. So all in all, I think it's going to be a really good fight, but I kind of think that like, there's a couple of different edges in this fight or there might be opportunities for Wood to get finishes as the fight goes on against Fili. I think that he could even get so I'm going to take a shot in the late rounds. I'm going to take a shot in the round 2 and round 3. And then I looked at the sub. This is another one of those really wide sub lines for Wood. I looked at the sub prop. Just he hasn't really shown a lot of this in the UFC, but early in his career and definitely in Cage Wars, he's showing a lot of this. And it's kind of what I was saying with the Invicta fighters too. This is a British thing. Like take these guys down and grapple them and show your game there. And it's kind of like a lot of these guys base. And I would not be shocked at all if he subs Fili here. Fili has shown that he can be finished both ways. So I think like I was so on the fence of like, do I think this fight's going to go or do I think this fight's going to end? And it's like both, it's very 50-50 in my mind, but I'm going to take a shot on Nathaniel Wood round 2, round 3. And then I think it's potentially a sub. So that's a huge lines if you wanted to take those.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He should do work here. He's going to be much faster. Obviously he's a smaller guy, but he's the better striker. I think he's way quicker. Very good takedown defense. Just way more athletic in general, honestly, than Andre Fili. The problem is I do think Fili is very durable. I don't see really Wood knocking this guy out. Don't see Wood submitting this guy. Like he's very high level on the ground as well. It's just like one of those where it's literally hard to find a Lambo when everything I'm saying is what I'm thinking, and it's Wood decision, basically. You know, it's 120. It's a shitty ass line. But like when I do this show, I want to give you value plays, right? And what I think is value. And I struggle to find value here. I mean, I really do. I think the value is on Wood decision. I think 120, I think he dominates with the speed, the striking. I don't think Fili's going to have success. Fili needs to wrestle. I don't think he's going to have success wrestling. However, you know, I do see a certain path. Me and Sean Orr were talking about it. I do see a certain path where Nathaniel Wood maybe can get a KO, and that's through leg strikes, through calf kicks and stuff. Nathaniel Wood has very good kicks. He's got very good calf kicks. Fili got his leg kind of chewed up against Algio. Algio threw a ton of them against him. That is a way, you know, that I could see that happening where he keeps chopping his leg and, you know, working that leg. Jourdain did a lot of that against him. So I see that. That's I guess that's a way, that's a path I see. Maybe KO 2-3 when he chops that leg off. No way. Mba's not saying that. Stop with the nonsense. Wood's chin is not suspect. Stop it. No chance. Wood's chin is not suspected. He's got a very good chin. I don't know where you're getting that from. That's just because he got KO'd by Dotson. There's no fucking way. This guy has a good chin.
Yeah, Dotson knocked out everybody with that play.
Yeah, she's getting Mba. I promise it is. No, don't promise me. I've watched enough tape on him that his chin is actually very good. It's quite opposite of what you think, honestly.
And the other KO was a doctor stoppage, by the way.
With respect to your decision, I disagree big time.
But did you hear what I said?
Very, very good chin.
Did you hear what I said? I said the second KO was a doctor stoppage too. It wasn't a KO.
Man. No, I disagree with her. Like his chin is good, man.
He's been the problem is it's so easy to just look at it and be like, and wikicap it and say this guy's been finishing 4 out of 5 of his losses and be like, yeah, like it's like Chris Duncan. It's like, dude, yeah, is he chinny? It's like, what is chinny? Like that he gets knocked down a lot and he gets hit and he gets hurt and he's like there to be hit. It's like, yeah, but he also like literally takes 15 shots that it would kill everybody else.
I don't know. Like I feel like the calf kick is gonna be there, dude. I honestly do.
Oh, for sure. That's like one of his best. That's
the path I see KO, like where he just chops his fucking leg and
someone in the chat was talking about like if he didn't finish Rosa, he's not finishing.
That's not how you look. Don't look at fights like that.
I'm saying, dude, Rosa's been finished one time in his career, man. He lost.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say like it's different. Rosa's trying to grapple, blah blah blah. Like it's just
sure. He had him on death's door on the leg kicks. Like he was dead, and he also had him bleeding. Like I think like a stuck pig.
I disagree with you, honestly. I think he's gonna get pieced up on a feet. Like the calf kick. The fucking up and down from Wood. Wood is not overrated. Stop it.
I think where I disagree with the part where I disagree with it, and I think that you're right that I think that Wood decision is the play, but I feel like that's the pick. But where I said that my props are the Lambos. Like I think the pick is obviously like making a bet where I'm going to put maybe a genuine bet on it, like a pretty big bet on it or whatever, put it in a parlay. Like that's a good bet. That's like what's probably going to happen, right? But the decision side for Fili or the winning side for Fili in this fight, like how does he win? Is like using his range and using some takedowns and potentially getting him down and like mixing up his game and seeing what's working and being like, but like his size is the biggest advantage that he has. The reach and the height is the biggest advantage that he has. He doesn't have speed in this situation. He doesn't have better kicks in this situation. He's got to use his length. He's got to keep in range that he's not kickable, and then he can actually get his strikes off. Yeah. And then, you know, like, so I feel like that's his path. But I like you said, I feel like Wood is just a little bit quicker and a little bit better and younger at this stage in the game to be able to do those things. Yeah. So
we'll see. I mean, it's a good fight. I favor Wood in a decent fashion here. I like Fili. Listen, I had bets on Fili and I had a KO prop on Brito, to be honest. I had Fili against Algio, and then I had KO prop on on Brito. So I've been pretty spot on with this guy. I don't like him in this fight. I don't think Fili is going to be able to do much to affect Nathaniel Wood here, honestly. Moving on. We are at the co-main event, and we are back to the flyweight division. It is the 13-5 Molly McCann versus the 10-7-1 Julija Stoliarenko. All right. So this is one of the weirdest ones I'll ever give out, Tim. I'm serious. I normally give 2, 3, this, that, and the other. This one's a little different. I got Molly McCann, round 3, plus 1,000, and Molly McCann by decision, plus 245. So I don't know what 3 decision is. That might be good if you want to look at it. I don't know.
No, dude, I hate those bets. I hate those bets. Like, just do it this way.
So here's the thing. I think decision is a lot more live here. The thing with, like, I'm looking at these lines, dude, and it's very, very confusing to me why Molly McCann, right, by KO is under 200, dude. Like under 200. Like, okay, Molly McCann, okay, in, let's see, how many UFC fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 UFC fights, has 2 KOs. Both of them by spinning meme elbows. It's not like it's a punching KO. It's a fucking spinning meme elbow, dude. It's not something you're going to land very often. Okay, she landed it 2 fights in a row. Congratulations. But she also couldn't get Diana Balbita out of there. She couldn't get Ariane Lipsky out of there. You know, she couldn't get Priscilla Catch-a-Beating out of there. Okay, the thing with Julia Stoliarenko is she's been to decision in a lot of her losses, like Penny Kinzaid, Letson, Santos, Alexa Davis. The 2 times she got finished were against Julia Avila, rear naked choke in round 3, and Chelsea Chandler last fight, where she just mounted her. She was just a bigger, stronger girl. But now she's moving down to 25, right? I don't think McCann's going to be the bigger, stronger girl. What McCann has an advantage of is the volume, the striking. I think she's a better striker. But like, I think Julia Stoliarenko is actually pretty tough and durable. I don't know what happened last fight. Like I said, the strength advantage was out of touch with her. She couldn't fucking deal with it, and she got killed, right, against Chandler. I don't think McCann has enough power to knock out a lot of people. Like, her knockouts are spinning elbows, guys. That's not like power in your hands. So for me, it's like decision is 245. The reason why I went with round 3, Tim, is because McCann has great volume. She keeps coming. She has great cardio. And to top it off, this chick is moving down to 25 the first time in her whole career, right? I don't know how much that's going to take out of her gas tank. So for those reasons, I like round 3, round and decision. I'm not even going to fuck with round 2 in this fight. I'm not touching round 2. It's round 3 and decision for Molly McCann. I think that's how it happens. I think McCann's the side. I know a lot of people like Stoliarenko and say she's going to be stronger, maybe get to the fight to the ground. I don't know, man. Stoliarenko is kind of if you look at her subs, most of them are arm bars. A lot of them are from bottom. You know, I don't think McCann's going to fucking grapple here. She'd be an idiot to grapple. So I like the McCann side, round 3 and decision. Plus 245 decision. Round 3 is 1,000. What do you have, Tim?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great breakdown. I don't need to add very much to what you're saying. Like, if you're on the Julia side, I don't think the money line is good. I know I've said this a few times with certain fighters that are submission grapplers. Like, my nemesis is in this situation would be like, what's her face, Rob Schneider, you know, and she kills me every time I bet her fights. Verna, damn her. And I always say, bet the money line. Don't bet the money line, bet the sub prop. But like, sub round 1, sub round 2 for Julia. If you're betting her money line at plus whatever 200, and not taking a stab at plus 800 and plus 1200, like stop betting this sport, because that's basically those two numbers are her paths. She's not winning a decision in the UK against Molly. This will be Patty treatment. There's no way she's losing a decision there. So yeah, man, I'm with you. I tend to think though that this is not a easy weight cut for her, and that she almost died at 135 doing a weight cut. I know that she made it. I know that she looks good, but this historically is not a good thing for your durability and your cardio. So I will take a shot on the round 2 and round 3. I don't disagree with you at all, though, that the points is kind of like what I was looking at, like pick, like just saying, hey, what do I think is going to happen? I don't disagree. I think that's very, very live. So I like your pick completely. And then I got to give respect to Sean Orr. He was going to call this on Spaces tomorrow, but we're not doing one because it's so early. His Lambo would be sub 2, sub 3 at 40-1 and 50-1. So he's saying that there's going to be a takedown or a guard pull or something like that, and or a knockdown, and then ground and pound to maybe a potential sub, and maybe Meatball shows a different part of her game here, kind of like Avila did versus Stoliarenko. Stoliarenko is not like great jiu-jitsu wise when it comes to like anything outside of setting up an armbar. Like she's really over aggressive when she gets on top. She gets mount and she goes for really bad positions. She loses positions constantly. So when she's on the ground, she makes a bunch of bad mistakes in going for her setup armbar and for her only thing. It's not like she's like a great, well-rounded jits player.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when I watched, was it the Alexis Davis fight that they were killing each other, her and Stoliarenko?
Yes.
She
fought her close.
What?
She fought her pretty close. Her striking looked way better in that fight.
Yeah, and also, I don't even think was it Avila fight as well, where she didn't look bad.
She didn't look that bad in that fight too, but that's where Avila was like, "Fuck this, I'm going to grapple you."
Yeah, she eventually grappled her. Yeah, for sure. But I think the striking was close there, and my thing is, it's just Molly McCann doesn't hit hard. She does not hit. People seem to have this like thing that, Molly McCann hits hard. She does not fucking hit hard. Like her knockouts are spinning elbows. Like that's not hitting hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think she has it's her knockouts are through volume and then some meme shit. That's it. And that's how I see like maybe round 3 here. Volume gets to her and this girl's tired and she can finish her, which is very possible. But yeah, 180 of you still in here. Thank you very much. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 here. I think we're at 1.7 right now. So we need 300 more. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your fucking girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whoever to fucking come on this channel and subscribe and let's make some money together. How about that? With that being said, let's move on to the main event, Tim. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 12-3 Tom Aspinall versus the 24-7 Marcin Tybura. And you can kick this one off. You always seem to do the main events first.
You want to take it, brother?
No, sir. It's all yours.
I defer. Go ahead, bud.
No, seriously. I want you to do it. Go ahead.
I don't think that there's I think that there's definitely a path on for Lambos. There's like a million Lambos that you can get just even on money line if you're on the Tybura side. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this money line is wide. This is pretty stupid for what we're doing at heavyweight here with Aspinall coming off of an injury and it's his first fight back. It's been a year off. Like it seems like it's just a little bit wide, but I'm on the Aspinall side, so I'm not going to try to delay it too much. But if you're on the Tybura side and you're betting a money line, like I would just I'm going to be waiting, obviously, live to bet Tybura because he's been a cash cow in these situations against very dangerous fighters, and especially recently being able to last. So, like anybody taking a shot on like him live or late round props like 3, 4, 5 for Tybura, I think that's fucking cool. I think that takes balls. God bless you. Things like that. I don't think that the fight gets to that point. I think that most likely Tom kills him in the first 2 rounds. Most likely, if he doesn't, then this fight's going to get very, very interesting, in my opinion. So I don't know, maybe even round 3 for Tom, but I'll say round 1 or 2. But there's a same game parlay that I tailed by Art C. That's pretty solid. There's 2 of them. One is tied takedowns, Tom most knockdowns and ends by sub is 140 to 1. And so that's just like a basic club and sub. And it could be even Tom in this iteration, it doesn't have to be Tom even winning. It's not Tom money line. So it's just 3 parts. It goes tie for takedowns, Tom most knockdowns, ends by sub, 140 to 1. So this even gives a knockdown for Tom and then him getting subbed if he goes down on the ground with Tybura. So I think that's pretty solid. And there's another one that's just like, 45 to 1, but I think that's 140 is good for you guys, I hope.
All right. This is the type of fight where you look at it and you say, oh man, this line is off. Heavyweight fight, guy off, year off. He's minus 475, minus 500. Heavyweights, anybody can bonk one another. Like, why is this guy such a big favorite? And I tend to agree, in a nutshell, like, heavyweight fights very volatile. Anybody can bonk anybody. Why is, Aspinall minus 500, 475, coming off an injury? But how does Marcin Tybura win? Like, he is 10 miles, or I don't know what you want to say it, but 15 levels slower than Tom Aspinall in the striking. He's not going to be able to take Aspinall down. He's way more athletic than him. It's a big cage. It's in London. The hand speed is like 10 times faster on Aspinall. He's just way more athletic, way younger. And I can keep going on and on and on. And the people will say, hey, well, Tybura has better cardio. And Tybura, we've never seen Aspinall out of the second round. And it's true. We've never seen Aspinall out of the second round. But I can tell you this, Marcin Tybura is not some kind of fucking cardio machine. The guy listen, Alexander Romanov was on death's door since the fucking 3-minute mark of round 1, 4-minute round of mark 1, and he couldn't finish him, right? He could not fucking finish Alexander Romanov. So what makes anybody think this guy can finish fucking Aspinall later on in this fight? Like, the guy's a lot younger. He's a lot more athletic than Romanov. Romanov literally died in that fight 4 minutes in after he had Tybura down the whole time in round number 1. He lost the round to Blagoy Ivanov, who's fucking slower than molasses. He got bonked and hurt against Walt Harris in round 1. He got bonked and hurt against Greg Hardy. Like, these are all, like, looking at Marcin Tybura's win. Like, can someone explain which one's a good win? Maybe Spivak, some fights ago, the same guy that got fucking absolutely destroyed by Aspinall, right? Is that not true? He absolutely destroyed him, so it's like, I can't make a case for Tybura. I really can't. I don't find where he fucking wins here. He can't take Aspinall down. He's a lot less athletic. He's way slower. He's way older. He's he's not a better grappler even. Like, where the fuck is he better here? And I struggle to find anywhere that he's better. And then we're going to try to bank on cardio, which is honestly a question mark. Does Aspinall have bad cardio? Does anybody know? Nobody knows, right? We don't know. We're assuming he has bad cardio. So the thing for me is, like, Aspinall has literally looked really good in every one of his fights. And it's like Curtis Blades, like, we don't even know what happened, dude. He blew his knee. Like, what are we supposed to make out of that? Do we know anything? The one thing that I like about Aspinall is he hurt his, and I thought it was ACL. It wasn't ACL. It was MCL. He made it clear it was MCL injury, and he's been off for a year. That injury takes like 6 months, I think, 4 to 6 months. So he took the good amount of time to recover, right? I don't know, man. Tybura can't win here for me. I can't find anything for him to win. I'm gonna give him the credit. He's a veteran. He's a veteran heavyweight. I'm gonna give him credit. So I'm gonna say the finish comes in round 2 and round 3. Round 2 is 400. Round 3 is 1400. I like Aspinall here. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I think they're giving him a layup here, to be honest. I think they're giving him a guy that they know has no potential of being a champion, is 37 years old, is fighting in your hometown. They gave him blades last time out, and we don't know how that would have happened, but he blew his knee. They're giving him another one back in London. They're saying, here, we want to make you our star in the UFC. I really believe they want to make him a star in the UFC. Here you go. Here's it. We're serving it on a platter. Take care of business. So I think Aspinall finishes this dude. I don't know, round 2, round 3. Yeah, the line is a little big, but I think at the end of the day, it honestly might be warranted when we see after the fact what happens. So that's that. That's my wrap for that fight. Tim, Lambo parlays. Do you want me to go first or you go first?
You go first, sir.
All right, let's go. Lambo parlays. Ready, guys? These are on FanDuel. Roberts KO plus 280. Ziam decision plus 210. Parkin ITD. I don't even know what it is, but it's on FanDuel. And McCann decision 245 or 240, whatever. It's 115 to 1, Tim. Let's go. What do you got?
Oh man, I've been going back and forth. I got one that's like a safer one, and then I have one that's like these. I have one iteration that I can do like a round robin that's dirty as shit. What do you want? Do you want the dirty as shit one, or do you want the safe one, Lambo?
Safe one.
Safe one. All right. So we're gonna go Tom by KO, Muniz by sub, Alvarez by sub, Duncan by points is 46 to 1.
Okay.
And if you wanted to add Wood by points, it's 100. It's 102 to 1.
All right. That will do it, guys. Fucking 15 plays, 30 plus Lambos, 2 Lambo parlays, and the added one from Tim. Great fucking show today, man. 172 people. I think we topped at like 183. What a fucking spectacular show. And it's all because of you guys here in chat, because without you guys, I wouldn't even fucking be doing this. And some of the message that I get, Tim, you know, I should be relaying them to you, but I get a bunch of like fucking very nice messages, basically saying thank you for everything you guys do. We really appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. It's just, that's what makes me keep on doing it, honestly. I just get all the things. I get dog shit money from this, like nothing. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Some asshole reported me to YouTube saying I was using content that was recorded, previous content, this and that. So they took down my monetization for the channel for 3 months, saying that I was illegally loading other content on my channel, which we never do, dude. All we do is live shows with me and you, and every single one is different because it's on the cards. So someone reported me, some asshole reported me, pardon my language, but they took down the monetization for the channel for 3 months. So no one could donate, no one could do anything. But I mean, I don't care. At the end of the day, I do this all for you guys. I'm happy with it. But if you're that asshole that watches this video, you're a big fucking asshole. You have no life for doing that shit. But yeah, guys, thank you very much.
Hey,
everybody. What?
There's some requesting of the dirty Lambo that I was offering.
Okay, go ahead. Do the dirty Lambo. There you go.
Sorry, man. All right, listen. Like if it's all subs. Like it's all the dirty subs that I was talking about. If you have like Alvarez, Muniz, Vieira, Ziam, Muradov, as like a round robin, and you put like $10 or like let's say $40 on it, and you round robin those, you have a potential to make a shit ton of money if 3 out of them hit or 2 of them hit. 2 of them hit, you're probably making 3 or 4 times. If you hit 2, you're probably winning a little bit. 3, you're winning a very good amount, and 4, you're just murdering. So yeah, like it basically goes to like 443 to 1, 348 to 1. 3,660 3,060 600.
So somebody Boop says it was the handsome guy with the book. I bet. Nah, the handsome guy with the book was walking while he was reading, fucking hit the curb. The book went fucking flying and he went face first. So he doesn't have a book anymore. The book is gone. So yeah. All right, Tim. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Let's fucking
live spaces tomorrow, man.
Live spaces tomorrow, very early. What time does the card start?
11 Central Standard Time.
So 9 o'clock my time. So I got to be bright and early, up, cashing tickets, fucking hitting Lambos, doing all types of shit tomorrow. I have a feeling might be a very big one, Tim. If we can top last week, it's going to be pretty incredible. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, George, Mr. Jingles, Mushroom, every fucking buddy in the chat. Mbae, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys. Next week, what card is next week? By the way, do we have a fight? I think we have off. No. Oh no, UFC 91. Update. Next week, guys, no Lambo show. Sorry, guys, no Lambo show. I am gonna be in Vegas for the Crawford and Spence fight. Not even sure if there's going to be a live show. So off next week. I'm taking a break. If Tim wants to do a Lambo play, I will give him my login for my StreamYard. I will give him everything. He can do it if he wants. If you want to bring in a guest, Tim, I'm fine with that. It's up to you. It's up to you.
No, if I do anything, I'll just do like a space as a small thing and get people together.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm gonna be off next week because I am gonna fucking enjoy that fucking fight. I'm a big Terrence Crawford fan, and I have a very big bet on Terrence Crawford. 4-figure.
Who is Crawford fighting again?
Mid 4-figure against Spence. It's a great fight.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow, and let's cash those fucking tickets for UFC London.